Remember, it's a long road from Amistad to Toho. Doesn't matter which way you go, the miles are all the same. But when you finally get there, and when you pull the cover off, then it's time to get a little bit lost out on the lake. Gonna back this boat into the water, find a way to win a couple dollars. Where the man says there's a cold front coming down, bring it on, I've seen it all by now. I can catch them shallow, I can catch them deep, open water or the back of the creek. Wind and rain to me, it's all the same. I make a living playing this game, and I thank the Lord above every time I can. I get to be a fisherman. Come Thursday morning, I'll have me some.
As usual, dirty jigs, Grandy Bass Mega Claws. That's the second one now. As soon as we came back into the cove, it had the highest concentrations of fish. Hopefully we're going to get them now in the swim jig and see what happens. We've got a Wacky rig Senko on too. Really acting funky now because of this weather. See what happens.
Okay, that other fish was giant because I can just totally do whatever I want. Look how he struck at it and I hooked him right in the face. We've lost a couple very large fish, at least 2 5+ pound fish that we know. And there's we were trying to figure out why. I mean, we were getting good hook sets. I mean, the fish were boiling on the bait, and we couldn't figure out why. Well, look at this one. This one actually just boiled up on it on the surface. They're slapping at it. I set the hook, thought I had him. Well, I do have him, but he's like hooked through his brain.
I had another one too that missed mine before the one that I caught, and it's the same reason.
The side of his head. They're slapping at it.
Tell him, why is it, Kurt, that you think they were so hot on that swim jig yesterday like that for me and Ryan, and then now today they're like this? I mean, really, what do you think it is? The rain, the lightning, thunderstorms, the heavy rain when we've had none for a long time, or just like the barometer falling, or,
probably,
you know?
I'm sure it's a combination of both. The water, it's got way more stain to it than it had, which in time might make them hit better, but not necessarily the first day or two after. It takes them a little while to adjust. I think you've got the areas where the fish are. The fish seem to still be where they were. You get a few fish that rush up into those pads and hit real aggressive. You can catch them, and then all of a sudden it dies off, and it seems like if you move over into the heavier cover, I think there's, I mean, that's close. You can see where the pads are, and you can see where that wood is. I think they move in, feed, move back, bury up and cover. I think you can still make some hit, but it's probably a combination of both. Plus we're getting into July. I mean, generally the fishing slows down a little bit in July. You're not going to go around and catch 40 fish throwing a real quick act, you know, fast moving bait all day. A lot of times you got to throw plastics and slower baits.
Well, that Senko seems to be doing it right now, so let's go throw that in these laydowns here and these other docks and see what it does in there.
Tiny itty bitty hook. Amazing the size of fish you can catch on a little tiny hook. You don't have to go crazy with your cast either. I mean, just little skips right up next to the leaves, overhanging branches. You can catch these fish right next to the boat. Nothing super tough about it. It's just a matter of keeping your bait in the water, casting it in the right spot. Spinning gear. Weedless wacky. In the wood, buried in the wood, Steve. Swallowed that thing too, he ate it.
Let's see. Pretty decent, huh?
Bad at all.
Now tell them a little bit about what's happened, what we've done, and then, you know, the ones we've lost, and how we found these and how we picked that up.
It's just been very tough. It's just been really, really tough. I did lose a giant one on a frog. Saw the whole fish, came up and took it, 5 pounds, buried you in the pads. Then I threw the swim jig some more, like the fish you saw Steve catch, and the one I caught had another big one completely come up and slap at it. Saw the whole fish, another 4 pound, easy fish. Caught a couple more, and then it got really slow. I don't know what the deal is. They're very turned off with the front we've had come through. So I put on this wacky rig, just casting it along, threw it into the thickest tree right there, sank right into it, nice fish right in it.
Now what type of equipment are we using there? That's what, the 6.5 or 7 foot?
6.5 G Loomis spinning rod. I've got the fluoro braid on it, was 30 pound fluoro braid. I've got the Gamakatsu wacky rig weedless hook.
Number 2?
5-inch Senko, yep, number 2. 5-inch Senko watermelon chartreuse on the other side.
That's a laminate Senko, right?
And doing nothing with it at all. I mean, just throw it out, let it sink down into the tree, and when you go to lift it, the fish was there. Hit it, don't. Little crappies or something. Oh, hit it again. Hit it, picked it up and dropped it.
Well, the Potomac tournament's next, huh?
Yeah.
In August, we'll be down there.
Probably right around then is when even the Potomac starts to change a little bit. That's when you're in the dog days of summer, and it's hard to say whether the swim jig will still be hot down there, or
Could be the frog bites, bro popping frog, and those mats, or punching the mats.
Flipping mats, yeah.
A lot of times we've gone though even and caught them in shallow wood up on that RC 1.5 and.
A few here and there. There's a lot of picking fish off here and there.
Yeah.
Time of year.
Probably a frog bite though in August, middle of August.
Little plastic, yeah. Oh, hit me a little one.
What'd you see?
Bass come up and hit the middle of the pad.
Okay, it's getting hot. It's just near lunchtime, so we spent 5 hours here, but yeah, it's slow, and you know, we can come back anytime, so we're just not gonna, you know, spend any more time here today. You can tell after that storm it's really turned them off. So what do you think, Kurt?
Very tough day, but it's Red Mill. There's big fish here. As tough a day as it was, we lost two fish that were the same size, and one was even a little bit bigger than the big one you saw me catch. So you have those 3 mixed in with the 2 smaller ones, you still got a decent bag of fish, as tough as it was. But
Yeah.
Very tough. Post-frontal conditions, summertime, muddy water when it was clear, just a lot of variables at play, and they're not hitting very aggressively today. A lot of different baits. It seems like it's one of those days where you can pick one up here, pick one up there on this bait, another one on the wood on a worm, then one in a pad on a jig, one in some scum on a frog. You can probably go out to a ledge, catch one on a crankbait, but no real bam, 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 we're catching them all on this one particular bait. And it's like that a lot of times in the summer.
Junk fishing, in other words.
But exactly, junk fish. But that's the thing with summertime. Another front could come through tonight. You could have some thunderstorms approaching. You could go right back through the same area, throw a buzz bait, and they blow up on it. You just got to keep going, keep trying, and you'll run into fish.
All right, well, we'll go see you guys next time out on the water. Next time we see you together, we'll be at the Potomac River with Tom Wolverton. Hopefully we'll do better this time down there in August, higher than 13th or 37th. So keep your fingers crossed, and we'll see you guys down on the water.
And it's time to get a little bit We'll back this boat into the water, find a way to win a couple dollars. Weatherman